Just this past Sunday, they were giving out Academy Awards out in Hollywood, California. Today, we got our own stars, 34 of NASCAR's best, getting ready to do battle at the 2-mile Auto Club Speedway today for the running of the Auto Club 400. Only one problem. It's been a bit soggy today. It's rained off and on throughout the morning. There is no weather in the area as of right now. However, there is a possibility of a storm cell that is building up about 6 miles from the track. So it's going to be interesting to see, could we race to halfway or will we try to go all the way? Drivers will be playing it Fight the Weather today, as it's supposed to be a 65% chance of rain. However, we do expect to get this race in on Sunday today. Not a lot of track time today, as the only track time these drivers got was on Saturday during the practice sessions. Jacob Tube's the quickest out of that one, the 9 car. 2 wins. Hunter Miller, his last week's winner. He will be starting 4th today. SportsCenter Cup Series was credited the pole off of practice speeds and on Friday, well, the abbreviated practice speeds. Friday. So, without further ado, and hopefully quickly before the rain shows up, let's take a look at your starting lineup. In row 1, we have the FedEx Express Toyota and the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. In row 2, we have the Wix Filters Ford and the Liberty University Chevrolet. Beginning today from row 3, we have the Interstate Batteries Toyota and the Credit One Bank Chevrolet. Starting today from row 4, we have the AutoOwners.com Insurance Toyota and the Menards Ford. Beginning today from row 5, we have the Stanley Toyota and the Exalta Coating Systems Chevrolet. Beginning from row 6, we have the Bush Beer Chevrolet and the Hausa Nation Chevrolet. Starting from row 7, we have the White Deuce Ford and the Lowe's Chevrolet. Row 8 finds the Sunny D Ford and the U.S. Air Force Chevrolet. Row 9 finds the AAA Insurance Ford and the Gear Wrench Chevrolet. Row 10 finds the Quick Lane Ford and the Lilly Diabetes Ford. While we're here, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest. See if we can mic up last week's winner, Hunter Miller, who's probably riding a really big high right now. Hey, Hunter, this is DW up in the Fox booth. You got us? Yeah, what's up? Not much, big man. I mean, you're riding probably the biggest high anybody can think of, following a big win back at Vegas on Vegas Sunday. How do you feel coming into this race? Well, the weather definitely changed the way we're going to approach today's race. I mean, it's going to be grippier. It's going to be crazy how these guys are going to fan out in corners. I mean, we were pretty fast in the practice session Saturday afternoon before the Busch race. So, I mean, we shouldn't have too much problems. But however, the rain is on top of us, and I really think guys are going to be a lot more edgier than usual. I don't want to really use that term, but I really think guys are going to be a lot edgier in the way they race each other. I mean, they know the showers are coming, and halfway is lap 7. We got to get 1 lap past halfway for this race to be official, which is lap 7. Because the 14 laps today, I mean, hopefully we can get to that without any further issues, but, you know, anything can happen. I mean, expect this to be a fuel mileage race. Our Liberty University Chevrolet is pretty fast, so hopefully we can keep her out front and stay out of trouble. That's the best you can hope for. Okay, have a good one down there. So here are the Sunny D keys to the race. Fuel mileage. Typically in these races, and more so in the race in September, the weather and how long the green flag runs are, save. Your tires are going to be worn out because how rough the surface is. And fuel, you're going to burn a lot of fuel running around under green. You typically don't see a lot of cautions here. In today's situation, weather. When we go here twice a year, the weather's different. When we go here in early March, weather's typically cooler. It's in the middle of the rainy season versus when we come here for the cutoff race in September. It's hot, it's humid, it's muggy. Drivers really have to contend with the oppressive heat in September, so it's going to be different. It's going to be a little bit more grippier. You're going to see a lot of guys really hold their lines versus, being fixated to one line. And we talked about this a lot in pre-race. Weather. The midway point of today's 14-lap race here at Auto Club is lap 7. However, with the shower that's going on, we might be racing as far as we can. That's the best a lot of us can do. Pace car is off. DW, Larry, it's time. All right, DW, I want to reach up there, pull them belts tight one more time. All right, boys, bring them down nice and soft here, nice and easy. Sellout crowd. I mean, the weather's a bit off for California standards. It's boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys. Hunter Miller wasted no time getting to the bottom, but unfortunately it may have cost him as he made some contact with the 18. And he was trying to run him down. Hunter Miller takes the early lead. Lead 3 wide for third. Coming through 3 and 4, remember this is what we talked about back in pre-race. You see how these guys fan out. You saw Caleb Hoffman down on the bottom, WB Network in the middle, and Menards Cup Series way up on the top, rim riding. That's where some of these cars are best, is when they rim ride around in a certain lane. There's not really a set groove. However, we don't have restrictor plates, so you fly around here pretty fast. A lot of 3-wide racing here throughout the field. You see hometown kid Joseph Lombard in the middle of a 3-wide situation with the 17 of Alonso, the orange car, and the 1 of Grayson Alcebdo on the outside. Jacob 2 trying to make a run at Sports Center Cup Series for second. You're on board with him. We got one spinning in 3. Looks like, we got one way up the groove, and it's into the wall. Looks like 48. Caution's out. What happened there? Jet something? Yeah, it looked like I just hit a spot in the track and he hit square. I mean, the question is, sure, he hit square on the body, and he was just might seem to be just fine, but what about the stuff that they can't see? What about steering? Because he was racing up near the 2, but he wasn't up in the wall, so you can kind of gently scrub it. He hit it pretty solid, so there might be concerns of a truck arm broke on the 48. There could be a lot of things that may be broken on that 48 car. Now, while we're here, let's go back and talk about that initial start. About that initial start right there between the 24 and 18. He wasted no time, but like the 18 was ready, the 24 was ready, and Hunter Miller ran Jacob Tube all the way down. Ran the 18 of Joshua Leanbatch. He ran him all the way down on a block. So kind of interesting to see how that went over. Let's listen to the 18. Tell that dickhead in the 18 if he does that again, I'm just gonna run up and I'm gonna take him out. Not fucking around today. And that's his opinion. Things getting a little hot early. In California, start of the race. Between two drivers, let's see if we can listen to the 24 of Jacob Tube. Yeah, I was just trying to get down. I honestly did not see the 18 down there. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be pissed. Whatever. We'll see him later.
With soap.
Things get a little hot already here in Auto Club as we get ready for the restart. Joshua Leanbatch, Sports Center Cup Series. Getting ready to come down for the restart. Oh, and word from race control that there are some sprinkles in the area. We knew we were going to have to contend with sprinkles today. You know, some form of sprinkles. I mean, it's currently misting right now. Just lightly misting in 3 and 4, so they are holding off on misting. Actually, never mind. There's actually some concern that Matt, you have a story from the 48 pit. Thanks, Mike. When Nate Sherman got in the radio and when he hit that wall, he said he hit a weeper. Chad Knaus is furious. He's talking to NASCAR official who just relayed to race control a few moments ago that there is water seeping through the weepers in turns 3 and 4. 4, which when you're hitting a weeper at 190, you usually hit pretty hard. He was up in the outer groove, so he didn't hit as hard as he expected if he was on, say, the bottom of the racetrack. So that could be interesting as this race goes on in the afternoon and evening, and on if there's going to be more water seeping through and if more drivers may fall trouble to it. Now, they have frozen the lap counter right now as drivers are complaining of weepers. Of a weeper in 3 and 4. So they're going to which is what they tried missing when the rain stopped about 9 a.m., about 10:30 this morning before they got the track dry. They were trying to get the original green flag time was supposed to be 12:20 local to the racetrack. And they pushed the time up 12 minutes due to obviously the storm cells and the chances of rain that were impending the area that day. So, area today, there could possibly be a shower here, near the middle of the race. But after that, we should be clear to go. However, it does take a while to dry this track, so there could be more concerns for crew chiefs as we go into the day, go into the evening, and go into the day, and we could possibly have this race run at night when you really think about it as well. So a lot of variables on hand for these drivers. Anyways, so they're going to hold off now. Nate Sherman has made multiple pit stops. He's rejoined their field in 34th. Green flag back into the air. Air here at Auto Club. There are showers all over the rate. You look to the radar, there is a shower in the area here, and it looks to be a pretty massively dumping cell. Jacob Tube going 3 wide for the lead already. On the 18, the 11. Yeah, he caught the 18 slipping that time. He's out to the lead. Lead right here. Caleb Hoffman up in the mix. Now more cars beginning to fan out 3 wide, take advantage of the multiple lanes and grooves here at Auto Club. Three wide, possibly 4 wide for a moment near the back of this group. See the 6 of Peyton Beasley getting a big push from the 95 and the 20 as the 20 goes 4 wide into turn 1. Caleb Hoffman working on his teammate for 3rd. As you look up front, Jacob Tube continues to pull away as we got trouble again in turn 3. We got a couple cars in trouble. KFC Cup Series, one of them. Also involved is the 24. Oh, he gets clipped. Hipped, slams the wall. All caution comes out. Tore the nose off. Well, he tore the nose off the damn thing. Don't come down into traffic. KFC Cup Series saved that car. However, there is a lot of damage to the left rear of that 14. Menards Cup Series. In the 12, there is no way you're getting a caution clock fix out of that thing. See KFC Cup Series on the front stretch. Oh, it's wet. The track was wet. There's water on the racetrack right now. there's a pop-up shower that caused this accident. And honestly, an impressive move. Thing that the 14 and 24 did. And the problem is, nice thing is, this track is so wide, you have a lot of room to avoid. The field was relatively spread out for the most part around this big 2-mile joint. Let's take a look at what happened. 24 just broke loose. Hit the 11. It looked like both those cars were going to be free until right there. All these cars, I was expecting, the way the 24 was at, I was expecting, him to get really torn up and possibly take some others with him. Now, where did the 14 go in all this? You see, he just throws it in. There's some contact. He does a nice job really holding it together. Same with 24. 24 kisses the wall. Looks like he's about to kiss the wall. Tries to save it. Here comes the 12 with absolutely nowhere to go. 24 with some front end damage. 12 slams into the wall. Menards Cup Series is done. Definitely for the day. Here at Auto Club. And in other news, while we're here under this caution period here in California, let's take a look at some other news and the upcoming races here on NASCAR on Fox next Sunday at noon Eastern. Will be the pre-race show from The Rock, and then at 12:30 p.m. on Fox will be the telecast of the Sun Energy 1 400 from North Carolina. We're going to be a solid crowd that day. Now, you're hearing a lot of complaints from race control with drivers going over weepers in the track, and the fact that it's raining again, this time even harder than before. So now what they're going to do is they're going to bring the cars down pit lane immediately. So now you're going to see even cars come down. They're going to shut them off. Hopefully this shower is a quick passing shower, and then we can go back to racing. It is a little past 4 o'clock on the East Coast here at California. So now, as a reminder, while we wait out this possible rain delay here at Auto Club today, this track does have lights, like we mentioned before, which is why we have the night race here in September. So if this rain goes on for a while, which looks like after this, there is one more shower, and then we're good for the rest of the day and possibly the night. The question is, how long will it take to dry the track so we aren't racing in the late hours of the night and possibly the wee hours of the morning? There was a couple delays in the NASCAR Xfinity race yesterday here at Auto Club. However, they weren't as long or as substantial. So here's some news. One car just peeled off the racetrack on that last caution. That was the 12 of Menard's Cup Series after that little incident just a few moments ago. KFC Cup Series had damage repair done to his machine, and so did the 24 of Hunter Miller. He didn't really have a lot of damage to him, that just fixed the left front. Nate Sherman brought out the first caution when he hit a weeper on lap 2. Up on the outside, kissed the wall. Doesn't really have a lot of damage to begin with, but they brought the yellow out because, again, they didn't know what the weeper was going to do if there was raining, so they just brought him down. However, we are getting reports that there is a lot of water seepage in turns 3 and 4. So NASCAR has brought a buzzsaw out to supposedly cut the water and try to patch that the rain was in from earlier, and try to see if they can get it to come out. Get the water drain out a little bit, hopefully, and out of this seams in 3 and 4. There weren't very many weeper complaints down in 1 and 2, so they're going to leave that alone. From what I heard, they're going to leave that alone. They're going to let area alone unless more drivers complain. So once we sat this rain, we should be back racing here in a few moments.